Peace, love, and light to the family. Peace, love, and light to the family. We back with another high explosive demo. Part 4 is God really the devil in the Bible. We're going to jump in. First thing I want to say, being that it's Healthy Saturday, you know what I mean? What's the day of Saturn? We want to remember that, what is sin? You know what I'm saying? What is basically sin? You know what I mean? Hata or hater. You know what I'm saying? Because the God sin of the moon, Nana sin, you heard? Is the original sinner. You feel what I'm saying? And the first thing we do when we wake up, we don't pray, right? And prayer is important. You know what I'm saying? Rather we accept it or not, we following and subscribing to this Bible and the God theory and the religious aspect and all that, relying on jinn energy and all of that, then you must be praying to the jinns, right? So, but anyway, prayer is important. So the first thing you do is you don't pray when you get up. You go to the bathroom, you do all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, etc. But you done forgot to pray. And that's how tricky the devil is, because there's so many distractions that you'll think your day consists, oh shit, I gotta go to work, I gotta be rushing to do all this, that I forget that, damn, I ain't even pray. You know what I'm saying? Only take about 3 minutes, 2 minutes, minute, 50 seconds of your time. You know what I'm saying? Give thanks. You're alive, you breathing for the air, for the waters, for Mother Universe, Father Spirit. You feel what I'm saying? ETC, whatever it is, your little mantra shit, right? So, motherfuckers grab their phones, they do all kind of shit, you feel what I'm saying, before they think about praying, so you already know. And that's a sin, basically, if you following this joint and all that, you know what I mean? Which is an immoral act, which is to transgress, which means to go away from the divine laws, basically, and that can be through thoughts, actions, words, deeds, etc. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's why the ancient ones always taught that we'll be judged by intents, more or less. You feel what I'm saying? But blasphemy against the Holy Spirit is the biggest sin according to the Bible, right? According to the Bible, blasphemy is the biggest sin, and that's basically saying, against the Holy Spirit. When you blaspheme against the Holy Spirit, that's like one of the biggest sins, right? You won't be forgiven by God doing that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what this book is saying. And so, like I said, remember sins in Latin is son. It's sons. The word sons in Latin is really sins, and that means guilty. So it's funny when they say the sons of God was with Satan and Job, you know what I'm saying, coming to and from and down in the earth and all that shit when God asked him where he was coming from. But he was with God's sons, you know what I'm saying? And God's sons, like I told you in Latin, mean guilty. So it's like the guilty dudes, you know what I mean? Like the motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But in Hebrew it's K.O.R, which means translated as chata. So that's where you get the word hata, hata, H-A-T-A, and then you get, hater. You know what I'm saying? That's where straight up haters come from. And so like I said in part 1, God was the promoter of the hate. You feel what I'm saying? First motherfucker to kind of initiate some hate shit going on in this world of things that we exist in, right? We follow in the book like that. But the funny thing that the master teacher put us on to was like when he said, motherfuckers go so far down in the Bible right now and they stuck on the Jesus thing, right? They all into the Jesus Christ stuff, but they ain't even study Adam. You don't even know shit about Adam, who is a prophet, just in the Messiah and all that shit. You know what I mean? Just like a Jesus-y motherfucker. He before Abraham and all of them motherfuckers. But motherfuckers ain't even study that whole part of it. So that's why I'm kind of going back to the beginning and tapping into all of that again so we could, you know what I'm saying? replenish some thoughts here. You feel what I'm saying? Fill it up again. But now that we have a open mind, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We may have learned a little bit more. So now we're going to go back. And like I said, this is all literal right now. We're going to do different breakdowns because I got some shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But we just going to stick to the script, right? So when you think about Adam, right? I'm going to find my little notes or whatever. But Adam basically being the first physical son of God. You know what I'm saying? Because there was already sons or people around, God's boys, homies, brothers, whatever it was. There was already other motherfuckers around. And I got the little joints for y'all, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to fill that in on another day, another note. We probably will do that on New Black Sunday School. You know what I'm saying? But trying to find my little notes that I had on the Adam joint. And all that, right? But needless to say, Adam, so Adam basically is the son of God, right? And all of that, because God created him, right? And so that's one of God's basically first kid, right? Baby goat, God's first child. You know what I'm saying? And, right? So understand, God had more than one son. He had a bunch of sons because it told you in Job that he had sons. Then it said the sons of God, you know what I'm saying? And all the host of them and all that other shit and all that. So you know he had a family of something that was already beings. And we're going to get into who these beings were, right? So if God got a certain group of beings that he already a part of, those must be the ones we're going to just call supreme beings, right? Because these are the motherfuckers that's creating shit, they doing all this other shit. So we're going to put them on a supreme being level, right? Just per se. Then when Adam come in, right? Adam come in and he get fashioned and become humans, right? Cabin, because there's different creation stories. Like I said, there's different creation stories where, 50,000 years ago, there's a creation story. You got 6,000 years ago, there's a creation story. You got 8,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? There's different time periods where, motherfuckers are saying they was being created to this point of, whatever. Now, back to what I was saying. So, you got different sons. And so you got supreme beings. He must have been already, part of the supreme beings. You got human beings is where the atomy motherfuckers. And then you get these, what you call humans. Humans. See, we run around today saying that we're humans, but humans means behema, the human beast. Did you know that? You feel me? Did you know that? Then you get something called man. Then you get something called mammal, animal, beast. You dig what I'm saying? D-man, you know what I'm saying? ETC, right? You can see where the phonetics play to what type of entity is carried in the shell. Feel what I'm saying? Overstand Adam basically refused on the spiritual plane. His soul hesitated. That's the word they use. His soul hesitated, right? According to the scriptures and all that. His soul hesitated to be placed in the body, the fleshly body. You know what I'm saying? That God was making in Genesis 2 when he said he breathed into the nostrils and all that shit and all of that, right? So at that point when he was breathing into it was just a body. It was just like a physical Frankenstein body, you know what I'm saying? All that, whatever it is, according to this shit. That's what they saying. But on another plane, his soul was already created. His soul hesitated. Like, fuck that. I don't want to do that shit. I'm too giant for that little ass body to be trapped and be imprisoned in a fucking body. I don't want to be in a body. I'm ill as fuck. You dig what I'm saying? So he hesitated. And so God was like, yo, you disobeying my commandments because I told you, because he commanded the soul to jump into the body and all that, and it didn't work, etc. And basically, he commanded him again, like, don't play with me, boy. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And said for your disobedience, now that when you go in that body, you basically going to desire to either be in there and don't want to leave, or basically you're not gonna know when you leaving, so it's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now your soul is in something that when you do enjoy this shit or whatever it may be, might be a time, you know what I'm saying? Boom, and it take you away from this shit. You know what I'm saying? ETC. The same way you hesitated because you hesitated or whatever. So that's part of another one of Adam's punishments on you know what I mean, on another level. He was punished for that. Right? But and so, like I said, Adam was commanded, in the garden, you know what I'm saying, in Genesis 16, where he says, I think it's 3:16, where the serpent was in there and fall of man shit. And he commanded him, before 3:16, he commanded him not to eat from the tree of good and evil. So he had that commandment with him, right? Told me he could eat of every tree of the garden. This is Genesis 2:16, actually. You know what I'm saying? I got the scriptures right here, you know what I mean, on that. You feel what I'm saying? But, like I said, we're going to get into it. There must have been some reptilian beings, too. Let me go back to the beings real quick. So now, like I said, you got supreme beings, you got humans, you got humans, you know what I'm saying? You got man, you got mankind, you got mammal, you got animal, you got beast, you got demon, you know what I'm saying? ETC, right? So when they say the beast of the field in the Bible, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a beast like a wildebeest. It's a beastly type of being in nature, right? Just like they say the serpent, right? The serpent in nature is somebody who's slick like a snake. That's what they try to say and all of that, if you want to, be on that level. Well, if he's slick like a snake, then there's some people that run around here on some beastly shit. And motherfuckers be like, I'm a beast. You see what I'm saying? She beastie. Blase blah, beastie boys, blase blah, all of this ETC. So that'll let you know, just phonetically, where the nature and the mind state and the psychologics that's playing out underneath it subconsciously, because they say these words, and words carry spirits. But long story short, putting the tree in the garden, right? And then he went on to say, in 2:17, you better not eat from that tree. So in 2:18, he told them, like, it is not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone, so I'm going to make him a help me. Right there, stop. So this is where women who subscribe to this is out of line or fall off their shit, because you was created to be a help me. Automatically, there's no way around it. You can't escape it. That's what you was created for. That's why you feel like you'll go out and help any guy and do all this other shit and all this vulnerability and all this other, I'm just so mushy and beautiful and all this other stuff. And it's so easy for you to be persuaded and slipped and manipulated by devilish motherfuckers and all this other shit. Niggas get over you. Now you like, you feeling stupid and all that, because you was created to be a help me, and you don't know that. Then it turns you wicked, and now you wicked, and you doing all this wicked shit, and fuck niggas, and I hate niggas, and then all this other stuff that you going through now because somebody done switched your whole shit around from being a help me, right? Because that's what you was created to be. But you wasn't created yet. At this point in time, you wasn't created yet. We're in the Bible right here, because he didn't take you from the rib yet and do all that process, that shit. Then he say that later. But right here, you created, right? Pleasure, desire, and good was the three words that the serpent used that made Eve, you know what I'm saying, feel comfortable, right? Pleasant, desire, and good. You know what I'm saying? Most women today, they want to be pleasant to the eye of a man. They want to look pleasant. You know what I'm saying? They want to look good. You know what I'm saying? They want to feel desirable, right? You know what I'm saying? These are the three things. And so today, that's what I said today, these are the three things that women live out today, and they're not mindful of how these things, you know what I'm saying, are playing a part in their life. They don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? How they distract man from pure thought, just doing the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? When you could be on a whole nother frequency with it. But that may not be your divine job. You know what I'm saying? Your job may be here to distract man from pure thought. That may be your job. You're doing a hell of a job at doing it. I'll tell you that. And so the women are living by lust, basically. Dressing to live by lust, right? To be seen and be desired and be beautiful, you know what I mean? And all that other shit. And so that's only because she got manipulated by the serpent and now she's on this desire, good lust and all this shit because the woman is a powerful creature on the planet, period. She's so beautiful, motherfucker, you just do whatever, like, motherfucker just, you know what I'm saying? And so beauty of the woman is her power, you know what I'm saying? It's in her, it's part of her power, her nature, her sway, her walk, her talk, her eyes, her feet, hands, all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? Smell, you know what I mean? A woman is powerful, just in her way, just being her, right? And so, beautiful, right? And so that's only because she wasn't made in the image and the likeness after God. Only man was made in the image and the likeness of God. You feel me? She was made in the image of man. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? And so this is why she was weaker for the serpent to easily manipulate. He didn't come at Adam because Adam was given the commandment. Remember, he told him in Genesis 2:16, you better not eat from that tree. Now, was it Adam's fault for not putting his girl on? He put his girl on because his girl said to the serpent, basically, nah, we're not supposed to eat from that tree of good and evil, though, because we're going to die and all of that. So he must have been telling her, like, blah, 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 but the girl didn't listen because she was more weaker, you know what I'm saying, because she was made from man and not made in the image and likeness after the gods in it. You see? You see what I'm saying? But understand what kind of gods were these? Because there's many type of gods. You feel me? The word Anunnaki means those beings from up there that come down from heavens to Ki, basically. You know what I mean? Ki mean earth. You know what I mean? Those beings down there that come down to earth, basically. Simple. Right? So, with that being said, there's many different type of deities and different type of beings and all this other shit, right? You got motherfucking, like I said, supreme beings, human beings, you know what I'm saying? Humans, you know what I'm saying? Mankind, you know what I mean? All these different frequencies to describe what kind of being, you know what I mean? It basically is, because they're all not the same word. If you look them up by whatever definition or definition, you feel me, that you want to try to break it down to, they all mean something different. They're not the same fucking word. You see what I'm saying? And when you look at it in the scriptures through linguistics, they're not the same words. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful of that. But from the literal sense, as I'm breaking down, you know what I mean, the story, the woman was more weaker, you know what I'm saying, because she wasn't created from God in the image and the likeness. You know what I'm saying? That's like a hybrid. You feel what I'm saying? Basically, in physical form. A hybrid in physical form. You know what I'm saying? Because she was taken from the rib of Adam. You feel what I'm saying? But today, it's not that frequency. You see what I'm saying? Most people not really understanding or reading it from that perspective and seeing that right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You know why the woman was chose to be manipulated, you know what I mean, to do wrong and not listen to God's so-called commandments. But there's many different gods, and so we want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, what kind of gods these are. You know what I mean? And who else was on the planet with Adam in them? Because there had to be other people. And what kind of being was Adam? Being that he was created from God, what kind of being was he? You know what I'm saying? Was he 9 ether? Was he 8 ether? Was he 7 ether? Was he 6 ether? Was he white? Was he black? Was he Chinese? Was he Indian? Was he, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck was the nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, etc. According to this book right here, because there's different creation stories. The Chinese motherfuckers got their story. Indian motherfuckers got theirs. Blase blah. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to get into that, you know, on my next joke, try to talk about the different creation stories. You know what I'm saying? Going to the little Indian, going to the native, going to this, going to that, blah, blah, blah. To get a little bit more drip, a little bit more in depth, to see who these serpent people could be. Because, you know, the serpent, let's go back to that real quick. The there's also a certain type of being that's being described in this book. You got the supreme beings, you got the serpent, you got the human beings, you got the human beast, you got etc. going on all on in this book. So now, who were the serpent people? Because I know if you look up or you research enough, you'll find that there are people that exist today and from ancient times that exist today called the Nagas. These were the serpent people, the Nagas. These people were from a certain place in China and migrated to India, you mean, whatever, and even in the 1800s, they were recently, you know what I'm saying, moved around, blah, blah, whatever it may be. But as far as it goes, it's like a population of 20-something tribes, whatever, such million, you know what I'm saying, scattered around indigenous beings, right, who called themselves the Nagas, who were the serpent people, who were told that there were stories that they could shapeshift, do many different things, have magical powers. They knew different things about nature and the planet and blah, blah, whatever it is, right? These were very wise people, blah, blah, right? And so now when you think about the serpent, you could think about the Nagas. I just want y'all to think about those Nagas people and think about the serpent, and then think about God and them, and they finding shit, gold over here and all this other shit. And they obviously wasn't from this spot. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was moving around. Wherever the fuck they was from, they came from somewhere else and somebody else shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's looking. You know what I mean? The way they describing it in the book. You feel what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that. Blase blah, that there was already other beings moving around. Next joint, we're going to get into the different beings and the different cultural stories, you know what I'm saying, of their creation stories. It's been another galactic glorious moment. Y'all traveling in harmony. Peace.